All right, welcome everybody. This is lesson number 38. A little different light. It's getting dark outside. We are going to talk about how to make. We learned these positions. Remember, just open. Then we learned to C. We learned this D position and the F position, and the bar position. So now there's a way of making all of these positions into minors. And so in the minor chords, these are all major chords. So we learned G as a bar position, and this G as the F position, and this G as D position. So we have three different kinds of Gs: open, in F position, and in D position. And now, how do we make minor out of these? And now the first position here is an open chord, a bar chord in a sense. So you can't really make it a minor because you would have to lower, and that's the important thought, the third of the chord. Now the third of the chord in G is the B. It's the third note of the scale. So if I have the G first, G, then A, and then comes the B. You see, in the B, third note of the G scale, needs to be lowered a half step. So out of this B here is going to be a B flat. So now we could tune the banjo. And now you can hear it's this minor sound. So with the G, we have to start making a G minor chord by using the F position because we're pressing down all strings. Now, as you can see, here's the third of this F position, and all we have to do is lower this third. So what we're going to do is we press with the index finger the second and the third string simultaneously. You can also press the first one, but it doesn't matter. These two, and then we keep the ring finger where it was on the fourth fret, on the fifth fret on the fourth string, and the little finger on the fifth fret on the first string, just like in the F position. But all we have to do is just take the index finger and just sort of, try to take one of the fingers away and just do a bar back here, because we're lowering the third back from the major third to the minor third. And this together becomes the G minor chord. When you really look at that, you can see that this chord, if this would be a bar back here, just a capo, this chord looks exactly like the E minor chord down here. See, this is the same. Just the nut does this, the bar right here. So just move this up. So it's G minor. This is G minor. Now, when we look at the let's say we look at the D chord here. Now we're going to make a D minor chord, so we have to know which one is the third. So when you look at a D scale, the third note of a D scale is D, first note, second note is E, the third note is an F sharp. So the F sharp, and you can see there again, I start in D, and I do my little, scale exercise that I show with you with the tetrachord. I have 2 and another 2 and then 1. So 1, 2, 3, and the 3 has to be lowered by a half step. So when we look at the D chord, D position that we have learned, we have to, because this is a D and the fourth string is a D, we have 2 Ds. And so when we hear, this is the same note, just an octave apart. So it's an F sharp here and an F sharp here. And we have to lower both of them back, just a half step back. But because this looks a little awkward if I just move these back, I have to finger it a little different, to make a D minor chord. So what I do is I take my little finger, I put it on the third fret on the first string, take my ring finger, put it on the third fret on the second string, and take my index finger, put it on the second fret on the third string, like that, and then finally the middle finger on the third fret on the 4th string. So this together now is a D minor. But you see, it's in fact it's just a D, and the third, these 2 outer strings, this is the 3rd. I just lowered them a half step, and it becomes a D minor. Another example now for, we only have 3 positions. We have the bar position, the F position, and the D position. So the bar position is the next one. Here's the bar position. Let's say I have an A chord, which I just, just play as a bar. And now the 3rd is on the 2nd, is the 2nd string. So if I have an A, this note here is a C sharp, which is right here, and a C sharp. So this is the only note I have to lower. So in order to lower that, I can put my little finger 2nd fret, just as an example, 2nd fret, and for a string, then the index finger is playing on the first fret on the 2nd string, and then I play with my ring finger the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and finally with the middle finger the 4th string on the 2nd fret. Okay, I'm getting a little closer so you can see that a little better. So bar would be like this. This is A major, but this note we have to lower, so we do this, and then we have to press down the others where they were. So with that, we can make all the 3 positions, and I'll show you this here on this diagram that I sort of, scribbled. You can see that the G, turns into G minor on top. Because of that one note that moves back, I wrote major and minor beside it. Then the same thing for D and D minor. You can see that the 3rd, the 2 outside strings, have to go back to make it a minor. The same thing for the bar chord. To bring back, make a minor out of it. Now, if you now, let's say, notice this is a G, and then you know this is a C, for instance, because you can go up, in scale. So I'm going to teach you that. But this is a C, for instance, and so I want to make a C minor. I can just have to lower the 2nd fret, the 2nd string. So this is a C minor. Let's say I have a G here in the D position, the G here, and I want to make a G minor out of this. Well, I know in the D position I have to lower the 2 outer strings. So here's a G minor. The same if I have a bar position, for G, I can put it up on the 12th fret. And I have to now, lower the 2nd string. And so I have a G minor. So this is how you can make out of the F position, lowering the 3rd string. Out of the D string, out of the D position, lower the 1st string and the 4th string. Out of the bar position, lower the 2nd string. So it's good to know in all of these 3 basic positions, the bar position, the F position, and the D position, which ones are the 3rds, and then lower them a half step, and the chord becomes a minor. I hope this helps. So good luck with that, figuring it out a little bit.